Aziz, what about the concept of zero?
Yeah, concept of zero came from India. Those Indians, they actually created the concept of that. So some of the some Arabic words you use. Sorry, I actually changed the theme. That's why it's kind of messed up. So chemistry, alchemia. Alchemia is the chemistry. Algebra is the algebra you use. Some of the things they used for surgeries, alcohol, for example, mattress and sofa, sash, all these things, soda, for example, all these things. In fact, coffee is one of the greatest inventions of Muslims because they wanted to spend more time studying and not sleeping. And they, one of the person who was a scholar, he saw a dream, and in the dream he saw how to make coffee, in Yemen, and then he used coffee so he can spend more time. Let me show you a small video, then we'll break for the questions and answers. Now this video is the one I was mentioning that it was a traveling exhibition. It travels for 6 months in a major city. It was in Los Angeles 2 years ago. It's somewhere else right now. So let me just show you a snippet of that one.
So, yes, Renaissance. Is that the library?
I guess so.
How will the Dark Ages can have anything to do with us?
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you.
What do you want?
We need to find out what impact the Dark Ages had on the modern world.
Never was a period of history so poorly named. Don't touch. It's priceless. And I suppose someone's been filling your head with the usual nonsense, eh? 1,000 wasted years. A black hole in history, am I right?
Yeah, sort of.
You see, it's always the same. You assume it was all mud, disease, death and destruction, with marauding mobs of barbarians ripping down the good of former civilizations, burning and plundering as they went, nothing of any worth invented either, eh? Oh, no. Go on, you're free.
Sorry to bother you.
Come on, it's probably not worth it. Everyone knows that the Greeks and Romans invented everything anyway.
Oh, did they now? And you're sure about that, are you? You know, I might just have something for you. You seem to be up for the task. I suppose I could. Follow me. I've got just the book for you. From darkness into light, my young friend. From ocean onto land, there are things you should know. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, I know I left it around here somewhere. Ah! Here it is. Now, take a look. If you dare.
What's going on?
Welcome to the Dark Ages, or as it should be known, the Golden Ages.
Who are you?
I am Al-Jazari, engineer and ingenious inventor.
I thought you said this was the Dark Ages. It doesn't look very dark.
That's because it's all a matter of perspective, my soon-to-be illuminated friend. Of course, there are parts of the world that weren't dark at all, but in a civilization that stretched from Spain to China, the golden rays of discovery and invention shone over everything.
What civilization?
The Muslim civilization, my young friend. Through scholars and scientists of various faiths, some of the most important discoveries known to man were made at this time. Discoveries that drew on knowledge of the ancients, but have more connections with your modern world than you could possibly ever imagine.
Like what?
Well, all sorts of things.
I've got to get a picture of this.
I knew it was a good idea.
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce Ibn al-Haytham, a great scientist whose ideas led to the invention of the camera.
You invented the camera?
I laid the foundations for modern cameras by explaining how our eyes work. I found a way of projecting an image onto another surface through a small hole in a dark room, later called camera obscura.
Think of all the things that evolved from this discovery. Cameras, cinema, all share the same principle.
Cool.
Look out below!
Who's that?
That's my good friend, Abbas ibn Farnas, who gazed up to the heavens, passionate in his belief that man could fly.
Whoa.
Indeed, he dared to dream about flying 1,000 years before the Wright brothers. Do you know you all take your jet-setting holidays for granted, so it only seems fair to remember Abbas ibn Farnas.
Stand by. I'm ready for takeoff.
You did forget one thing, though. The tail, useful for landing.
Did someone call?
Ah, my old friend, why don't you introduce yourself to my young guests?
I am Abul Qasim al-Zahrawi. Many call me the father of surgery.
Did you actually do surgery back then?
Of course we did. In fact, many of the surgical tools that I invented are still used in your modern hospitals. Excuse me, a patient needs my attention. Scalpel? In that case, I use catgut.
Catgut?
From the gut of animals. Perfect for stitching up internal wounds. Your surgeons are still using it today. Sorry, mustache.
Who's she?
That's Maryam al-Astrolabi, one of the many brilliant women of her time. She made sophisticated astrolabes.
Astro what?
Astrolabes. They show the sky and the stars on a small flat plate you can hold in your hand. Think of them as ancient calculating or timekeeping devices. Today you have your watch, your compass, satellite navigation, helping people and explorers travel the world. Science at its brilliant best.
And all these things were developed during the Golden Ages.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There were thousands of other inventions covering all areas of life, and in the years that followed, their influence spread across the whole of medieval Europe. So you see, it wasn't so dark after all.
What about you?
Me?
What did you invent?
Well, I don't want to be big-headed, but I made some groundbreaking advances in engineering. I suppose my most significant discovery converted rotary motion into linear motion using a crank and connecting rod. It's essential in pumps and engines. In fact, I have no idea how the Industrial Revolution could have happened hundreds of years later without such a device. But I get the credit. So, well, my crowning glory was my amazing time-telling machine, my legendary elephant clock.
It's a clock.
Yes. Dozens of components collected from different cultures around the world. Indian, Greek, Arabian, Egyptian, Chinese.
Wow. A United Nations clock. That is pretty cool.
Does it actually tell the time?
Wow, yes, of course. If it wasn't for me, thousands of people would be late for everything. Speaking of time, we better get you back. And remember, spread the word. This was a golden age. And I've only shown you the tiny part.
All right. I'm going to break for the questions, answers. Yes. I know we have questions. Somebody has to ask the first one. The first one is the harder one. Yeah, please.
Oh, I got the 77 virgins.
Okay, it's not mentioned anywhere in the Quran. Not a single place. So people make up these interpretations. God has promised all good believers that they will be rewarded. How they will be rewarded is up to God. So, but what they do, there are sayings of prophet. Some sayings are authentic sayings, like Prophet said, and they were documented by the companions. Some sayings were not authentic, so people picked up those things which we don't believe as true Muslims, and they use those in the media. Yeah.
Can you speak to traditional gender roles in a typical Muslim household?
Right. So a woman cannot fight against a male wrestler or boxer because we have gender differences, discriminations on the basis of the gender, as we know in our society as well. Women, they have different roles because they're physically and physiologically and psychologically different. Islam tells the same thing, that in the sight of God, they're identical, they're exactly the same, but they are given different roles. So father is responsible for going outside, working, and running the household. Mother is responsible for running the household at home. But they can, mother or a wife can work outside if she wants to, if she can keep the modesty, and same thing with husband. He can stay home if he wants to. So what our teachings directly from Quran says that their roles are different, but they, in the sight of Allah, they are exactly identical.
Dr. Aziz, along the same line, sort of, when men pray, what do the women do?
They also pray. They have to pray.
Not the same way, right?
No, they pray the same way. As far as the hands over here, because when I pray, I put my hands here. And women, they have slightly higher because when they're pregnant, they have big tummies. So they might not be able to do this. So they have slightly higher place. So it's slightly different. And different countries, they have minor differences. But they have to say the same prayers. They have to have the same number of rituals. It's identical. When they have a period, for example, they are monthly period, then in that case, they don't have to pray. They are basically, they can skip. Yes?
So I have heard people say post 9/11, as you talked about the media giving misrepresentations of Islam and Muslim people, that, well, how come Muslim people didn't speak up or do something? And I'm familiar, I think it's CARE and Impact. Can you share about what those organizations have done and, kind of trying to dispel some of the misrepresentations?
Sure. We have dozens of different organizations, ISNA, ICNA, CARE, you mentioned, Impact, and hundreds of MSAs. In fact, we used to have an MSA here. I was the sponsor of MSA as well, Muslim Student Association. Now, every single organization spoke up. They were against it. They actually very adamant that this is against our teachings, this is against the Quran. If this is done by Muslims or non-Muslims, this is absolutely horrendous, this is heinous. So they did speak. But guess what? Nobody would project them on the media. Nobody will bring those people. They have certain specific kind of people. They will only bring those people, and they will call them so-called Muslim experts or Islam experts. What they have done, they have read some books, Many of these people probably never visited a Muslim country. If anybody has visited a Muslim country, you'll always have a good experience when you visit a Muslim country. It's amazing that how loving these people are, most of the people. Of course, if you kill their children, then they will take a revenge. And that revenge they take, which is not according to Islamic teachings, when you want to fight, you fight the army of that nation. You don't fight with the people. You don't kill innocent people. You don't go to the plane, explode a plane, or you don't harm any innocent. In fact, during the war, in the battlefield, or any kind of war entity, you cannot poison a well, you cannot burn a tree, you cannot even hunt an animal for fun, for example. I'm giving the extreme ideas in Islam. If you are doing those things, you are not, you're a hypocrite. And hypocrites are considered as worse than any other living entity. What I'm saying is that all those organizations, I'm very aware, they did speak up. They always condemn these kind of activities anywhere in the world, but they are not projected very well in the media. Yes?
Well, the Quran speaks of this prophets, same as the Bible speaks of prophets. Do they share any books or chapters?
Right. So they don't have the identical text. The stories are identical. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. When Moses was the prophet, that God wanted to follow all the human beings to follow him because he was the chosen prophet. So he had the authority. He had the God's word, the revelation, and everything. Everybody had to follow him. When Jesus came, all those people had to follow Jesus. Now, Moses' text is no more. You have to follow Jesus because he has the final authority, but that doesn't happen. The nations are very much comfortable with their own prophets. But that's not what Islam says. Islam says when the new prophet is sent, then old text, old teachings must be followed with the new prophet because he is given the, Angel Gabriel comes to him, he has the final word. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, many of the stories, like I mentioned Joseph's story, Jesus' prophet, peace be upon him, and his story, and many of the other stories are mentioning a lot of detail, but there are minor differences here and there. Overall, the commonalities between these religions is, I would say, 90%. The differences are very small. For example, if I take Christians, we believe that one of the greatest prophets on the face of the earth was Jesus' prophet, peace be upon him. But he was a prophet just like any other prophet. So he was born without a father, but Eve was born without a mother. And Adam was born without father and mother. And billions of other species, trees and whales and fish and birds and all these things were born without parents when they were created the first time. For God, it's not a big deal to create something without father or mother. That's our teachings and understanding. So when he was born without father, he was just a prophet, just like Moses, just like Abraham, and so on and so forth. So we don't believe the relationship of father and son. We believe he was a servant of God, just like other servants of God. So, but overall, if you look at the text of their chapters, you'll be amazed that there's a lot of commonalities and similarities. But there are some historical differences as well, that how many people were there, and was he crucified, and those kind of things. Yes.
With nearly 2 billion Muslims worldwide, how much difference do you see based on cultural variation across the world?
Just like Catholics and non-Catholics, there are some, Orthodox and there are Coptics in Christianity. So there are differences. In Islam, there are two major Shias and Sunnis. You must have heard that one. About 85% of the population of Muslim are Sunnis. Shias are in Iran, in Iraq, in parts of Lebanon, Syria, and other parts of the world. They have pockets here and there. Now, as far as the religion is concerned, they use the same text. They use exactly the same belief system. The differences are political differences. When Prophet Muhammad died, the most senior companion was chosen as the ruler, Khalifa or Caliph. He was chosen as a Caliph with the discussion consultation. The Shia community, they believe that that's wrong. Only his family must have had the authority to choose from his family. So the differences came political differences. Who should be the ruler? But there are no differences in teachings, understandings, day of judgment, what things happen. All those things are identical. But there are other small pockets within Sunnis and Shias. There are some people, they are very extreme. I agree with that. They are very extreme, that they say that we have the Quran, and we cannot learn anything from any other source. So you might find some communities there against science, for example. But science is not contradictory to Islam at all. It's actually in there. So though there are some segments of society, but majority, overwhelming people, they will embrace the new ideas. Yeah.
Muhammad's son-in-law, Ali,
yes,
is the one who became the Shia's leader. Right?
That's right. That's what I was mentioning here.
But he is not blood related.
That's right. He was a.
He's just like any other person.
That's right. So the Shia community believe that Ali was supposed to be the caliph. We don't believe those kind of things. We say that whoever the senior, the most experienced person can be chosen as the caliph. So the differences came from that area. And it's amazing that those differences are still existing. The wars between Iraq and what's going on in Syria, it's exactly the continuation of the same political differences. So those things, and in fact, people migrated to USA to do what? Why did we come to this country?
Religious freedom.
The religious freedom. Because Europeans were prosecuting people who did not believe certain beliefs in Europe. And there are differences in all the communities. And this class is an example. We actually should be agreeing to disagree. So we should have the ability to disagree in a respectful manner. And you don't have to agree with anything, but you at least are listening, and I'm listening to you. And that should be the platform for all over the world as well. Now, if you ask a good question, you will get a USB. So, good question. Yeah.
I know you were talking about the problems with translation with the Quran, but what would be a good translation to read?
Right. The Yusuf translation is a pretty good one, and some of the other translation I can send you. In fact, this translation here, this is a very good one. It's very easy to understand. It's by Dr. Ahmed, Vikar Ahmed. You can write this name out as well. You can get a free copy of this one. This translation, they tried to, if it's written by a Muslim, he understands the historical and cultural views. So the words they will choose in English language will be more compatible. But for example, just that nice lady asked me about marrying 72, finding 72 wives. Why do I need 70? I can't even handle one wife. Why would I need 72 wives? So these are the craziest things which seep into a religion after 1,000+ years. But if you read the Quran, and you will find nowhere such a thing. It doesn't even exist. Yes?
Other than agreeing to disagree, do you have specific suggestions about things that we can do as Long Beach City College instructors to demonstrate our sensitivity to and our openness to Muslim students?
That's right. It's a very good question. I think Dr. Rose probably can answer this question, that too, because you are initiating this kind of diversity program. What are some of the steps we can take so we can actually embrace this diversity?
Well, that perhaps is a nice segue. We did put out, this is just a partial answer because there's many other things you can do, but we initiated a program today called Walking the Talk, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Certificate Program. And the intent of the program is to have this kind of dialogue. Obviously, we at Long Beach City College have a very, very diverse student body population and staff as well. So the program is intended to create a number of workshops aligned with certain topics like privilege, race, culture, ethnicity, LGBTQ issues, disabled student issues, etc. And so staff now have the opportunity, and as I said, we kicked it off today, to participate in workshops of that nature. And at the end of that program, or not the end of the program, but after participating in a workshop of every topic, folks will get a certificate. Anyhow, it's just one approach at engaging in the dialogue, providing strategies and tools to our staff on how to work effectively with students. And so we're hoping through this program that people become better informed, as to how to navigate or help students navigate our system here to be more successful. So for those of you who are here today and into the future, we will be having other workshops, not just today, they're going to continue on, and not just this year, we're going to continue them on beyond this year. And so make sure that you always sign up because at the end of 6 classes aligned in the right topics, there is a certificate that you will be eligible for. So that's just one avenue, but I'm sure others might have some other ideas about what else you can do.
Did you want my input, or you're okay?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. So I would love you to meet. If you don't have a Muslim friend, make a Muslim friend. At least have a conversation. See how kind-hearted these people are, and see they are just people like you. You might have known that Muslims were in Spain for 800 years. They actually reached France. They actually reached Belgium. And they were the Jewish and Christian. They were working with them. All these inventions we were mentioning early in that movie, all the Christian and Jews were part of that whole deal. Before Second World War, the Jews lived in Middle East peacefully for 1,000+ years, thousands of years. They lived in that area. After the Second World War, because of the Holocaust and all those horrible things happened, they actually they said, okay, now we need to do. And of course, if you are familiar, the British control many of these regions in Asia, in South America, in Africa, in other parts of the world. So they actually wanted to get back to where they came from. The colonization was ending. So when the colonization was ending, for example, I can give an example of Pakistan. So they said, what should we do? What should we? How we are going to govern and control these regions? So they said, let's do the divide and conquer, and let's put our puppets. So for the last 60, 65 years, the puppets were running these countries. And you must have heard Arab Spring, and Arab Spring is awakening after 60, 65 years. So Muslims were in dormant kind of a state for 200 years. And then because of, before that, it was Ottoman Empire, the Turkish Empire, they were controlling the entire region, they were kind of in a sleep mode. So now they're awakening after 200+ years, and especially after the colonization ended. So unfortunately, this happened, and when it happens to a nation for such a long period of time, there's a stagnation, there's no discoveries, there's no intellectualism and all those things. So hopefully this awakening will create, and of course awakening or change is always chaotic. So right now you see a lot of chaos. So hopefully it will stabilize.
You mentioned earlier about like the African American Muslim population, there's like a conversion. Could you speak a little bit to the idea of like Muslim as ethnicity and not just religion?
Right, right. So in Islam, there's no difference of race, color. In fact, if I'm praying in a mosque, the person next to me might be African American, might be Caucasian. There's absolutely no difference. The difference in the sight of God, and if there's no difference of the tribe or country or nationalism or your ethnicity, you are not chosen people. In Islam, nobody's chosen. The only chosen people are the people who actually have good deeds. That's the only criteria in Islam. So it doesn't matter you are female, male, short, long, tall, whatever, what color, what family you come from. Even if I'm from the family of the Prophet, I am not guaranteed a success. The only criteria is I have to show my deeds. So I cannot go to church, for example, in Catholics, and you cannot say, okay, I'm going to say these things and I'll be clean. It doesn't work that way. Only God can judge on the day of judgment. That's what the Muslim belief is. So if I'm actually doing some harmful things, then on the day of judgment, I have to say, why did I do these things? So all the ethnicities and all different types of people, they're embraced in Islam. However, in certain countries, racism is there, just like we have racism here. Discrimination is there because of the fight about resources. Who controls the resources? Who controls the oil and those kind of things? So the issues still exist, but if you look at from the text perspective, there's no place for such a thing. Yes, Dr. Doka.
Actually, you answered my question.
Okay. Yes.
Do they have the last rites when somebody dies?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Does a mullah come and give last rites when somebody's dying?
Oh, so just like Christians and Jews, we use graves when somebody passes away. So So you actually have a funeral and you have a prayer. The prayer takes about, I would say, less than 2 minutes. So that if, and we ask the God to forgive this dead person, whatever misdeeds he or she did. So it's a very simple ceremony. It takes only a few minutes or so.
And you're supposed to be buried as fast as possible.
That's right. So because the dead person doesn't belong to people, we came from God, we returned to God. So that dead person needs to be returned to earth, so it meets with God. So what happens in grave or what happens hereafter, we do not have that information. Quran talks about it, but it's all abstract. If I don't have that kind of platform right now to spend more time on that one, but there's a lot of discussion on that. Yes?
How about marriage or a baptism of your children?
Right. So in Islam, we believe every single human baby is born as a Muslim. Muslim is who submits to God. Muslim doesn't mean that we believe Jesus is a Muslim, Moses is a Muslim, Abraham is a Muslim. So you believe on nature. You don't believe worshipping certain entities which you should not be worshipping. So then when the child is born, the child is already a Muslim. So you don't have any special ceremonies, nothing like that. So you bring home, I had my baby daughter last year, so there was no special ceremony. Yeah, we might say certain prayers in her ears, but it's not like mandatory for like baptism or taking him or her to the mosque or anything like that. There's no special ceremonies. Yeah, there you go. I have one more. Yes.
So in terms of serving students, because I'm in student services,
yes.
So do you have any suggestions for additional resources to learn more in terms of like skill or technique and communication style?
Right. A couple of years ago, we had an MSA, and then we had several meetings. We actually had invited certain outside speakers, and it was an outstanding kind of event. It was very successful. Then, for the last couple of years, I couldn't put all these students together. So I'm having difficulty. Many of these students come in the evening or different schedules. I couldn't actually have the coordination. So I would say that showing a website like LibGuide, that is a wonderful kind of resource. The Quran translation is there. All the books are there. Islamic books are there. Probably having a platform like an MSA, Muslim Student Association, that can provide a wonderful resource as well.
I have a burning question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, not burning, but I work in student services, and I've had students come in, and here's the thing. I've had a couple of instances where I've had a husband and wife come in. She was wearing a hijab, so I knew they were Muslim American. And I noticed in both cases that the husbands were the ones doing all of the talking.
Okay.
The thing is, we try to empower the student as much as possible. So when I was speaking to the wife, because it was regarding her financial aid, I kind of got the feeling I was offending the husband. Is it, I mean, was that wrong?
It's more cultural.
Okay.
So maybe the wife is actually the homemaker, for example, and she doesn't have a lot of experience. So husband thinks, it's not my style, but husband thinks that he has more experience, he should be doing the talking. My wife actually got a bachelor's, she got 4.0 GPA. She's going to pursue a PhD in UC Irvine. And she was born here, and she has any freedom I have, and she probably actually has probably more freedom than because if she leaves me, she takes my house, for example. So what I'm saying is that it's probably the cultural thing.
It was more the cultural thing?
More like cultural.
So say in the future, if I run into that situation again, I should just address the husband? Or?
No, you should continue to encourage the wife. You should, because she has the right, that's her, because by the way, I'm actually responsible for providing for the family. My wife is not responsible for bringing any income. If she earns some income, guess what? She gets to keep it. She doesn't, according to the religion, she doesn't need to spend a single penny. She makes 100,000, she keeps 100,000. I'm still responsible for making sure I'm paying the mortgage, I'm paying all the bills and everything. So that gives the freedom to the woman. She has the freedom for a divorce, she has the freedom to choose her husband, she has the freedom to do any studies, any business. In fact, at a time of Prophet, when the society was not very modern, women were running their own businesses. They were. In fact, how many presidents did we have? How many female presidents did we have in this country?
Zero.
And we had many Muslim countries with vice presidents, prime ministers, rulers, numerous. So it's amazing that they have those freedoms. But it's not, like I said, it's not very projected very well.
So it's not the Muslim religion in general, it's more of a cultural.
It's more cultural thing. And that will take some time. Like I said, that when you are under slavery, imagine African American slavery here, they're still recovering. They're still recovering. It will take another 50, 60 years to recover. They are still playing the victim game. I am the victim. I should be getting these benefits. I'm not saying all of them, but that takes a very, very long time. It takes a toll. So when British or Spanish, they had these colonies, it is going to take a very long time. So the women, they stayed home. The men, they fought. They actually tried to get their liberation and freedom. So it's going to take some time as well. But it has nothing to do with religion. Go ahead.
Oh, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Are there any resources available? I've been getting, I'm a counselor, and so I've gotten a lot of families, students who are coming from either Egypt or Syria or whatnot. Are there any resources in the communities that we can refer them to?
Like a physical resource, the physical or
community resources where
right.
we can go and maybe feel,
right.
Meet other people.
The mosque is the central part of the Islam. Mosque is where all the cultural things happen. So you meet a lot of people. For example, I go to Garden Grove Mosque, and in Ramadan time, because certain nights we spend all night praying. I'm talking literally praying. So we get 3,000 to 4,000 people in one mosque. So you're just praying for that period of time, 7-8 hours. You're just praying, so that you get to meet a lot of people. So the fastest way to make that kind of connection and meet with other people, like from Egypt or Tunisia or Libya or all those places, will be the mosque. And online resources, if you just Google, let's say Long Beach Muslims, and you'll find a lot of these community centers, Muslim community centers, and mosques and other areas. Yeah.
The tapestry that is laying on top of the Kaaba. Once a year, they produce a new one.
That's
what do they do with your?
I think they cut pieces. They give it to gifts to host certain countries. It is the black cloth you saw. The gold embroidery. It's pure gold, and the weight of that cloth is it's the finest wool and silk. It's mixed with that. It's probably worth several $1 million. So they cut small pieces, they give gifts to people, special kind of privileged people, they get to have those scholars.
They're like relics.
They put them in there on the walls, and yeah. And I mean, you can go and touch it. It's just a piece of cloth. It's more decorative. It has, by the way, the Kaaba from inside there's nothing inside. So there's absolutely nothing. Before Prophet Muhammad, there were statues around Kaaba. People worshipping statues. And there were 360 statues. And in fact, after Prophet Muhammad, the idols were completely gone from that region. So Muslims do not believe, like I said, we don't believe Kim Kardashian at all. So, or capitalist system, or any other ism. There's if you hear ism in Islam, you cannot be, you must have not read the book. So there's no extremism in Islam. If you kill my child, I cannot go and kill your child. It's one of the greatest sins. I can go and fight with you, but I cannot kill your child. If you harm me in a certain way, I cannot take a revenge exactly in a way. Yeah, the government of that state, they can make the decision. The judge, he or she can make the decision how to have the preventive measures.
What country are you from?
I'm originally from Pakistan. Yes.
I was just wondering, the prayers that you're talking about, are they already, you learn those prayers?
That's right. Those are in Arabic. So none of the things we do are in English or Spanish. I mean, you can learn, you can read, but you have to do it in Arabic. Why? Because otherwise, like Christianity, you'll see so many different versions of Bible. Now, in different religion, in different languages, Spanish and English and Chinese, you'll see different meanings. You cannot have that. The Quran Islam is very strict. Every single thing you do has to be in Arabic. So in fact, this has about 6,000 plus verses, and you will be amazed. This is the only book which is memorized the entire from page 1 to last page by hundreds of millions of people, letter by letter. And there are 4, 5, 6 years old kids, they actually have memorized the whole book. So memorization, we call these people hafiz. It's very common in Islam. It happens all over the world. We have hundreds of memorized people, the people who have memorized here in Southern California. So it's amazing. This is the only book you can memorize. I can challenge you, try to memorize any other book on face of the earth with this many pages. You will forget one letter, you will forget da or is or then. But Quran is the only one you can memorize the whole thing. I have not memorized it, but I know small kids, I know so many other people, they have memorized the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I just want to say thank you for sharing such a personal part of your life. It's very generous of you.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, we were talking about science now, is the theory of evolution and common origins, is that compatible?
Okay, so what happens that, again, it's a very large discussion. We can actually have a separate seminar on that. We believe that Adam was the father of all the humans. All humans came from Adam and Eve, we believe, just like Christians and Jews believe. And the evolution takes place outside. If the plant changes because of the weather or climate, that's evolution. That doesn't mean that I was a monkey before.
Gotcha.
If somebody wants to believe he was a monkey, Darwin was a monotheistic Unitarian. He was a Unitarian. He believed in one God. He had a 10-year-old daughter who actually has a disease. Do you know the history? She suffered a lot and she passed away. He was so upset. He said, God cannot be that cruel. God killed my daughter. He cannot be that cruel. I'm not going to believe in God. So his wife and his children, they used to go to church, Unitarian church. He would stand outside all the time. He would say, I'm not going to put my foot inside this church because God killed my daughter. So then his wife wrote letters, and you can find those letters in the museums and also online, that you have to come back to the belief. You have to be a believer. And he wouldn't believe. And then that's how they got parted. What I'm trying to say is, the evolution takes place, but evolution doesn't mean that I was a lizard before, I was a hippo before, or I was a monkey before. Yeah, these things do tend to change because of the climate. I might change my fourth generation might have a different skin color if they're living here, if they have different nutrition, but that doesn't mean that they are going to become. My younger son, he's 8 years old, he actually has a wonderful answer for Darwin theory. He says he's going to fail the Darwin theory. He said if humans were monkeys before, how come we have still monkeys around the world? And that's a good question. If all the monkeys became humans, how come we still have monkeys? So we don't fall into that kind of trap. There was, yeah.
I was just curious because you kind of went through it really quickly on one of your first slides. It said something about, I guess what is followed or whatnot, and it said around the slide about fasting, it said halal food. What does that mean?
Halal food is like how you slaughter your animal, like kosher food. So kosher food is that the blood in the animal is forbidden. So you slaughter an animal so all the blood is drained. Then you can eat that lamb or chicken or beef or whatever. But it's very similar to kosher. And in fact, if you watch, mega churches in Texas, what's the name of the guy who's good-looking guy? He's
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, if you watch his videos, he says that the meat we eat is horrible meat. We should be eating kosher meat, and our meat is kosher meat, which is the halal meat, which means the blood is completely drained from the animal body.
Thank you.
Sure. We have an evaluation form. If you can please kindly sign that one. If you want to take a look at the copy of the Quran, you can take a look. And if you have any questions, I can also provide the PowerPoint if you can put it up.
We'll put it on our website.
Okay.
Okay.